Hey everybody, so it's Wednesday morning. I'm not milking cows this morning, bedding stalls. I had a couple cows to dry up and then gonna clean up these two scraper robots at the end of the barn then. I already went through and bed this half of the barn. Just coming back, I wanted to clean up this little bit of manure that the scrapers pushed to the end. We got some guys coming to work on our roof today. My dad's just mowing this yard right here because they're gonna be working back here. Gonna wash this robot off, but it's just taking off for a route right now. Gonna hit it with some water to soften the dirt a little bit, and then when it gets back we'll wash it more. I'm drying up 3 cows this morning, and the ones in the parlor are just about ready for me now, so I'm gonna go do that. I just come through once a week, give these a rinse. It's filling up with water right now, so it's gonna go once it's full. Now it took off. I noticed the water wasn't filling because this hose has a hole in it. Don't know if a cow yanked on it or something, but to restart the route and turn the water off, I gotta get that fixed. Sorting out this cow I dried off. I dried 3 cows, so they'll get a 2-month break and then have a calf, start milking again. We'll have to chase them to the dry cow barn then. Get these robots cleaned up now. I'm ready to chase these 3 cows to the dry cow barn. My dad's loading feed, maybe I can just sneak them down myself. We'll do 1 cow at a time. She'll just chill in this barn for a couple months and then go out to the pasture out the back. We have a job that we need to work at soon. Got a water leak in here. It's a water line that comes this way and then it splits off to this barn. Some valves in there and it's overflowing water right now, running down that way. We did get rain a couple days ago, but should be dried out by now. I got the 7130 out. We're having trouble with it overheating. That's why it's off the mixer right now. I had a mechanic look at it. He said it was just a bad sensor. I got the sensor replaced. I wanted to try it out and make sure it's actually working right before put it back on the mixer. You'd think a sensor wouldn't matter, but it was going into limp mode, so it wasn't giving us full power because it thought it was overheating, even though it wasn't overheating. We'll just let it sit there a little bit. Look at it rolling. Thought it was just seeping out, but now we're seeing it's actually bubbling pretty good. Couldn't tell how much water we're losing because it just ends up going down the waterway.
Here, let's prop this up with something.
I let it run a little bit longer and now it says it's overheating. Problem is not fixed and I'm not sure what to do, so I guess I gotta call Deer Country again. Pit's almost empty. We gotta go turn the water on, but pretty sure it's leaking right there. We can see it kind of running out a little bit.
It's not going to take long, just turn on a little bit.
Yeah, we're good.
Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay, got it. Is that plastic or what is that?
Plastic.
You could cut that right now. Good.
Should be a pretty easy fix. We're just getting a new plastic piece. Sticks in this pipe and then screws into this valve. Since we have that new well for the main barn, this well is a lot stronger. We didn't even notice the water pressure being weaker. It was actually losing quite a bit of water here. We actually had the right thing sitting in the shop. Water's back on, it's not leaking. So that was thankfully a really easy fix. This pit was put in about 25 years ago when they built this barn. It was for milking cows, now it's our dry cow barn. Kind of explains why the grass was staying so nice and green through here, even though it's been relatively dry. We want to work at getting those soakers on the other side of the milking parlor, so we're going to pull this row of them off of this group so we have some more. Got the guys working on the roof right now. We had our builder here today doing some work on the main barn roof. It's an aluminum roof and there's seams that were leaking a little bit. So they're patching that up, put some new metal on those seams and new screws. Looks like they got this side wrapped up here. They cut out a 2-foot strip the whole way across each seam. You can see the issue here, this aluminum. It's nice it doesn't rust, but it expands and contracts with the heat. And the screw hole there, see it just worked loose over time, and right at the seams is where it's the worst. It'll start leaking water through. A couple of the seams are right over the beds, so sometimes we get water dripping on the beds when it rains. We gone through and put bigger screws in a while back, but then they were starting to give trouble still. They went through, you can see right there, they put a new purlin in where they added those pieces of metal. So the big reason we wanted to get this done now is we actually have a project we're doing here starting up as soon as this is done. We're putting solar panels the whole way across this south side this summer here. It's gonna be starting soon. So we wanted to make sure the roof was working fully for that. It's the next day here. Gonna do some manure hauling today. Special needs and pre-fresh are getting pretty full. We're actually not gonna scoop this all out, but we're gonna take a nice layer off of here, clean out that calving pen. We're actually spreading on our neighbor's ground today. He just took his weed off, so he had some land to spread on. Right now we have crops growing on all our ground. He wants to get soybeans seeded in here soon then. I really tried to dress appropriately for today. So I'm getting a layer off of here. I'm gonna clean this calving pen out good because we had a couple cows in here for extended time. We also use this for newborn calves, so we gotta keep it clean. Dad's gonna take over and do this for a bit. I'm gonna go see if I can get this Parlor Sprinkler working. I got 8 nozzles in here. Just wanna get these cleaned up and set the same thing up on that side of the parlor as I did right there. These gaps are too big between the nozzles, so I'm gonna cut a section out of each one and plumb it into this water line right there. It's a nice looking rig. So I got these cleaned up a little bit. Gonna start attaching the pieces I need. I got all the nozzles spaced closer. We'll lay it up into place. This is going a little quicker because I did it all on the ground this time. I'm gonna turn on the water and try it before I put the nozzles on and the cap to clear any dirt out of there. That'll do it. Looks like I got a few that are leaking there. I gotta put some tape on. Dad got a few more spreaders out while I was getting those sprinklers set up. I'm gonna get these cows out of the rest of this pen so we can clean this up. He just got back with the spreader, is gonna fill up, and then I'm just gonna work it, pulling more out, piling outside so we can get done as quick as possible. We don't like to make the cows stand too much. Got a bunch scooped out of the wettest area in the middle there and then pulled it back, evened it out. Gonna put some fresh sawdust on top of here and let these cows back in. Wanted to check in and see how these are working. They love it. I just went and had some lunch. These cows were ready to lay down. They're all chilling now. It's nice to see. I'm gonna haul this pile out and I want to clean out the manure stacking area behind the dry cow barn. As you can see, we have a bunch of stuff sitting in our bunker silo right now. These are all solar panels. This is a lot of the stuff. Got some more on this side. Mounting brackets and a bunch of other gear. They're just working at fastening the mounting brackets today. It'll be a little while till they're actually putting panels up there. And then they got to run wires, conduit down, hook up to the electric over here. It's getting late in the afternoon here. I want to get the sprayer cleaned up, get those drop nozzles off of there. So I'm going to unhook the manure spreader, hook back up to this thing. Also, I want to get the sprayer out of the way so I can stack some more hydrated lime over there by the shavings for tomorrow morning. Just gave it a quick rinse. I'm gonna work at getting these tubes off of there. I'm gonna get this pallet of lime before my dad needs to skid steer again for feeding. Just gonna take all these drop tubes off, and I like to collect the orifice separately so we don't lose it. This little guy can go in the plastic bag. Once we get to July, we're pretty much done with the sprayer for the year. I might go over the alfalfa one time after third cutting, knock back the bugs, but besides that, we're done with it. I think I'm gonna call it quits for today. See you guys tomorrow if anything interesting happens. I just went to the mill this morning, picked up some salt. Our neighbor that we rent this farm from was saying he's been noticing the heifers chewing on these pipes lately. It's a little bit weird. I talked to our nutritionist. He said it's possible that they're lacking salt right now. We do give them some in their feed, but we're gonna give them some white salt blocks here, free choice, just in case they're needing a little extra. Just space them out here in their feed trough. It's interesting that they like the taste of salt by itself. I don't quite understand that. Put this salt here. We're gonna put 5 pounds in the mix every morning for the heifers. This is the mineral mix we're already giving to the heifers. This would have some salt in it, but next batch we get will increase the rate of the salt a little bit. Then we want it to add extra. The afternoon milking has started now. Group 1 is out of here. We're gonna work at fixing a couple stalls that have broken bolts. See right there, this one's completely loose. There's a couple other ones. Just get to pushing on these over time, breaks the bolts loose. One thing that's nice with the flex stalls in the older cow side, that flexibility keeps them from having any broken bolts or anything to replace. We got several stalls fixed up. Now we want to work at replacing this cable that holds that water line that runs to the misters in front of the fans. You can see how it's sagged down there. The cable's broken. Got this new vinyl galvanized cable. This old cable's all rusty. This water line that runs to the misters is hung on this steel cable, and it rusted out because the mist is right here. When it gets wet all the time, it rusted out in multiple spots. I went to the store, they had stainless steel cable, and then they also had this galvanized with a vinyl coating on it for a lot cheaper. So we're gonna try this. So we pulled the line the way down through, just gotta pull it tight and fasten it to this pipe, and then we'll cut the old one off and zip tie it to the new cable. We gotta pull it tight, clamped on here. Well, that's gonna be it for this video. We got that line all zip tied up. There's a little mister hooked up at each fan. It was just hanging on the joints there. Nothing to support it. It was gonna fall down sometime soon. That new cable should hold up. Hopefully this side doesn't rust out on us. Probably will sometime. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. See you guys.